Good afternoon, everyone. I welcome you again in this session of Prelims Connect. In the last 4 days, we have discussed some questions related to environment, and in today's session again, we are going to discuss some of the important previous year questions which have been there. Okay. We are also going to see how it is connected with different other topics, and at the same time, we are also going to see that what other related concepts can be there. Okay. So let's start today's thing. Let's start this session, and for the first question, we have this one. Why is there a great concern about the microbeads that are released into the environment? Okay. You can answer this one, that why we are having this concern about the microbeads that are released into the environment. Okay. 4 options are here. First is they are considered harmful to marine ecosystem. Then is they are considered to cause skin cancer in children. And third one is they are small enough to be absorbed by crop plants in irrigated fields. And the fourth one, they are often found to be used as food adulterant. Okay. So here we are having 4 options, and can you give me what would be the correct answer for this? Okay. What would be the most appropriate one? Okay. This is one question, like why it has gained the prominence. See, last year in 2022 itself, we have decided to phase out the single-use plastic. Okay. So single-use plastic has been phased out through the plastic waste management rules also. Okay. At the same time, some other changes have also been introduced. Okay. So again, this microbeads, they are also there in the news, or they are also like gaining this prominence. So this year again, plastic waste management rules and related areas can be a question in the prelims examination. Okay. So now see, here the answer here would be like, I have got one answer as A, and that is correct also, Aditi. Good afternoon, everyone. So here the answer would be A, that they are considered harmful to marine ecosystem. This one is our correct answer. Okay. But let us see what these things are actually. When we talk about the microbeads, these microbeads are nothing but solid plastic particles, and their size is less than 5 mm. Okay. They are simply considered as microbeads. And what is the use? Where we are using these microbeads? You will find that these microbeads are used in the personal care products like cleansers and exfoliants. Okay. Like whenever we are using the toothpaste, the cosmetic items, the face scrub or face wash, okay, the soaps, in those cases, these are used as a cleansing agents. Okay. These are used as a cleansing agents. Okay. So due to their property, the microbeads have entered into the aquatic ecosystem, and they are considered to be very much harmful for the marine ecosystem. Okay. Now, they are also like, there you have seen 2 options were there. One was about the marine ecosystem, second was about the irrigated fields. Now, it is also true in the recent surveys, it have also been identified that many of these microplastics are even entering into these the different crops which are there, the different types of fruits which are there. Even in them, they are entering now. Okay. But primarily for the marine ecosystem, they are like a disaster. Okay. Now see, last year, from July 1, 2022 itself, single-use plastic has to be completely banned in India. Okay. So there are a number of items which have been banned, including like the candy sticks which are there, the ice cream sticks which are there, the cups which are there, forks, spoons, knives, all these things which are made up of plastics, they have been banned in India. Okay. So when you get this PDF, you will also be getting this discussion thing, this PDF will also be provided to you. You can download the PDF, and from there you can see that what are the things where, what are the items which have been banned for use in India. Even the earbuds with plastic sticks, they have also been banned. Okay. Now, one more thing, it has also been said that when we are talking about the polythene bags or carry bags, their thickness should be 120 microns. Okay. So after this 31st of December 2022, the minimum thickness of plastic bags needs to be of at least 120 microns. Okay. So just try to have a look over what are the plastic waste management rules, what are the amendments which have been introduced. These are going to be important this year. Okay. Then one more thing about pollution. Okay. In the cities of our country, which among the following atmospheric gases are normally considered in calculating the value of air quality index? Now for this answer, I expect for this question, I am expecting answer from all of you. Okay, which of these gases are counted in the air quality index? Okay, like you might have seen, the air quality index is being indicated for a number of cities. Okay, so can you tell me which of these gases are there? Which of these gases are counted in this air quality index? On one hand, we are having this carbon dioxide, then carbon monoxide, nitrogen dioxide, sulfur dioxide, and methane. Okay, so out of these gases, which of them are calculated or considered in this air quality index? Which one is not there? You can tell me the name of the one which is not there. Which is not counted? I have got one answer as A, 1, 2 and 3 only. Okay, anyone else? B, 2, 3 and 4 only. Okay, which one is not included according to you? Carbon dioxide and methane. Carbon dioxide is one of the major greenhouse gas, that is true. But at the same time, it is also the truth that carbon dioxide is not calculated in the National Air Quality Index. Okay, so when you eliminate this option, carbon dioxide, you will automatically be able to eliminate 1, A, C and D. Okay, and from there itself, you can get the answer 2, 3 and 4 only. Okay, so yes, the answer here is B. These three gases, carbon monoxide, nitrogen dioxide and sulfur dioxide. Okay, basically they are being calculated in the National Air Quality Index. Okay, let us see that what are the other gases. Okay, we are having particulate matter 10, means the particulate matter which can be of which can be simply some solid particles like dust, soot, etc. They are particulate matter. So particulate matter of size 10 and 2.5, they are included. Then ozone is counted, sulfur dioxide is counted, nitrogen dioxide is counted, carbon monoxide is counted, but carbon dioxide is not counted. Then we are having lead and ammonia. Okay, so they are generally being considered in calculation of the air quality index. Okay, yes, CO2 and methane is not included. Okay, CO2 and methane is not included. So we will have this answer as B only, that is 2, 3 and 4 only. This is a very important thing which you need to know. Normally, whenever we are talking about pollution or whenever we are talking about global warming, the first thing which comes to our mind is carbon dioxide. But then the carbon dioxide is not calculated under the air quality index. Okay. Then see, there is one more term which is often there in the news. GRAP, Graded Response Action Plan. Okay. Basically, it is the measure. It is the series of measures which are taken in order to curb the pollution. Like if the pollution level rises, what steps has to be taken? That is under the Graded Response Action Plan. Okay. So if GRAP is there in the news, you should know that what are these, what is this GRAP? It is simply Graded Response Action Plan. Okay. Means according to the different grade of population, the action plan will be different. Okay. So that is your GRAP, and it is very much there in the news, especially during the winter season. Now, see here, there is another question. Now it is related to environmental institutions. There also the questions are frequently asked, and here two organizations are there with reference to IUCN, International Union for Conservation of Nature, and the Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species, CITES. CITES is very much important this year. See why it is important. India is going to amend its two laws. One is your Wildlife Protection Act and the second is Biological Diversity Act. Both of them are going to be amended. And why they are being amended? Just to incorporate the provisions of CITES. Okay. So now this CITES is also very much important this year. You should be aware about this organization. Okay. See here. First one is IUCN is an organ of United Nations and CITES is an international agreement between government. That is the first statement. Okay. Second says that IUCN run thousands of field projects around the world to better manage the natural environment. Okay. Third is CITES is legally binding on the states that have joined it, but this convention doesn't take the place of national law. Okay. Now see here. Look at the first statement, and it is saying it is an organ of United Nations. This is where you have to think whether it is a part of the United Nations group or not. Okay, but IUCN is not such a part. Okay, IUCN is not a part of the United Nations. Of course, it is playing a very important role there, but it is independent from there. Okay, so IUCN is not a part. If you just look into that, you can simply eliminate the first option. Okay, now if you look at this option here, now generally there is a discussion that you can eliminate also things in the examination, but elimination can happen only when you are aware about 2 or 3 different, like at least one statement in a very conceptual manner. Okay. Like here, if you are aware that IUCN is not related at all, then you can look at the options and then you can find out whether you need to read the other things or not. Okay. So clarity is needed in case of even elimination. Okay. Now here see, if you eliminate the first option, A, C and D are automatically gone, and you have only one option now, that is 2 and 3 only. Okay. So of course here the answer will be B. Okay. Here the answer will be B only, that is IUCN is running thousands of field projects. That is a very general statement, so it is more likely to be correct. Okay. And it is also true that CITES is legally binding agreement, but of course it cannot take the place of national laws because the countries are sovereign in their own field. Okay. So second and third statement are correct, but the first one is incorrect. Okay. Now see, let us talk about these two organizations. Okay. When we talk about IUCN, IUCN is composed of both government as well as the civil society organization. Okay. So this is one thing which you have to keep in mind, that it is a multi-stakeholder partnership organization. Okay. So it is having the civil society organizations also plus the national governments also. Okay. Then if you look at the membership, it has the states, NGOs, indigenous people organization, expert, government agencies, all of them are part of this IUCN. Then it works in sustainable development, recommends measures to tackle the depletion of resources. Okay. It also that publishes that list of endangered species, very commonly known as IUCN Red List. Okay. And then here, it is not a part of UN system. Okay. It is not related to UN. Now here, see this, CITES, Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species of Wild Fauna and Flora. Okay. So now see here, it is also known as, this is also known as Washington Convention. Washington Convention. Yeah. And one very important thing you have to keep in mind here, this is an international agreement between the governments. Here we have seen that this organization is having both membership of international governments plus organizations. Here it is an agreement between the governments of the world. And here see, it is also legally binding, but it doesn't take the place of national laws. Okay. So that is also correct about CITES, that it is not taking place, it doesn't take the place of national laws. Okay. It has 183 parties and it meets every 2 years. Okay. Now you can check on this fact. Okay. It may be subject to change from time to time. Okay. But this is not very much important, but yes, you can again recheck this, that how many members are there. Now see, in India, there is an organization, Wildlife Crime Control Bureau. Okay. We have talked about this organization a few days ago also. We have seen what are the different organizations which have been formed under WPA. There we have again seen this organization, Wildlife Crime Control Bureau. Okay. So this is the designated nodal agency for CITES related enforcement. Okay. So suppose if we have to curtail or we have to curb the trade of endangered species, then the Wildlife Crime Control Bureau comes into picture. Okay. And of course, its aim is to protect the endangered species and plants. It has various appendix. Okay. So try to see also that what is the meaning of those appendices. Okay. That is about this IUCN and CITES. CITES is very much important this year. You must see this one. Okay. I hope that is clear. Then this question is very simple. I can expect answer from you about this one. What is Rio 20 plus conference? What is this Rio 20 plus conference? And it is there in the news from time to time. So what is this Rio 20 plus conference? Okay. First one is, it is the United Nations Conference on Sustainable Development. It is a ministerial meeting of World Trade Organization. It is a conference of the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. It is a conference of the member countries of the Convention on Biological Diversity. Okay. Now, just tell me this, the answer of this question. What would be the correct answer here? I have got one answer as Conference of Member Countries of the Convention on Biological Diversity. I have got another answer as A, Conference on Sustainable Development. Okay. Anyone else? What would be the correct answer to this question? What is Rio 20 plus conference? Rio plus 20 conference. See, basically, it is the United Nations Conference on Sustainable Development. Okay, so A would be the correct answer here. Okay, for the Convention on Biological Diversity, you might have seen last year there was this COP15. Okay, so last year, yes, we were having this COP15 in the month of December. Okay, but this Conference on Sustainable Development, okay, it is more related to UNFCCC. Okay, United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. But even though you will find three very important conferences. First was in 1972 Stockholm Conference, then 1992 Rio Conference, and then again Rio plus 20, which happened in 2012. Okay, in Johannesburg. Okay, so it is the United Nations Conference on Sustainable Development. First, the concept originated from 1972 onwards, and then we had three such summits. First was in Stockholm, then Rio, and then in Johannesburg. Okay, so these three are related to sustainable development. Okay, now see here. Sorry, it happened in Brazil. It happened in Brazil. Okay, now here one more thing you have to understand. When this Rio summit was there, then you have to also understand that it was also called as Earth Summit. Okay, and in this Earth Summit, like three important things were there: Rio Declaration on Environment and Development, Agenda 21, and Forest Principles. Okay, and from here itself, three very important conventions came into picture: UNFCCC, UNCBD, and UNCCD. These three conventions, and Agenda 21, Forest Principles, and Rio Declaration on Environment and Development, it came from this Rio Summit. Okay, it came from this Rio Summit. So these are like Agenda 21 is also one area from where question has been asked in the prelims examination. Okay, if you see the previous year question, they have asked about this one also. Okay, so these three have originated during this Rio Summit itself. Okay, now, so that is another one important institution. Just look about what happened in this conference in the first conference which happened here in case of Sweden in Stockholm Conference 1972, then 1992 and 2012. Three conferences have been there. Even Rio plus 20 has been 10 years has been completed. So now you have to see these three things clearly, that what happened in the first one Stockholm, second in Rio, and third in 2012. Okay. Then one more question is here, and this is related to the funding pattern. Okay. Questions are also asked from this area. Like here you can see we are having this Green Climate Fund, and the question is, it is intended to assist the developing countries in adaptation and mitigation practices to counter climate change. Okay. And the second is, it is founded under the aegis of United Nations Environment Programme, Organization of Economic Cooperation and Development, Asian Development Bank, and World Bank. Okay. So they have asked about two things, that what would be the answer here. Okay. Now can you tell me what would be the answer in this question? What would be the answer here? Green Climate Fund. I have got one answer as D. Anyone else? See, this is a very important area. Okay, like in environment, last day we have seen about the protected areas. Prior to that, we have seen about certain laws, and today we have seen about certain important international level institutions or protocols or conferences. Okay, so these are again some areas from where the questions are frequently asked. Okay, so again see this area, and here first statement is very general that yes, it is intended to assess the developing countries. So this one is correct, but this statement is incorrect. So here the answer would be A only, one only. Okay, if you look at this Green Climate Fund, you can see here it has been established to limit or reduce greenhouse gas, okay, and to help vulnerable societies adapt to the unavoidable impact of climate change. Okay, so yes, it is going to help like in adaptation and mitigation measures in the developing countries. Okay, and if you see this, they have constituted a Green Climate Fund board, and this board is independent. Okay, and this board is independent and it is guided by the conference of parties to the UNFCCC. Okay, so it is not working under the aegis of UN or other things. Rather than that, it is independent and it is guided by the conference of the parties of the UNFCCC. Okay, so the second statement was incorrect. The first statement is correct. Okay, so that is what we can see here. One more thing, if we talk about this one, there are other also institutions involved here. Okay, first see one more very important thing. This is a common question which can be asked. When it has been established? Okay, so it was established during the Cancun summit in 2016. COP16 was there, and then not 2016, COP16 was there, and then it was established there. Okay, see here, one more very prominent organization is there, and that is Global Environment Facility. Okay, this was also established at the Rio Earth Summit of 1992. Okay, this was also established there, and now it is managed by UNDP, World Bank, and United Nations Environment Program. Okay, so three organizations are responsible for its management. Okay, and here you can again see the funds are available to developing countries, okay, and plus transition economies. Okay, okay, what to do? What to meet the objective of international conventions and agreements. Okay, so suppose that if they have to reduce certain things, if they have to work for adaptation or mitigation, for all these activities, the GEF fund can be provided. Okay, who are getting this? The developing countries or the economies in transition. Okay, they are getting the fund. And how this organization, how this fund is getting the fund? Who are the donors? The donors can be like developed countries as well as developing countries. Okay, and even India is a donor. India is a receiver also, or India is a recipient of this also, and India is also a donor to this organization. Okay, and this organization is giving the funding for 5 different international conventions. One is UNFCCC, one is UNCBD, UNCCD. Okay, so 3 conventions which are started at the Rio Summit in 1992, and plus 2 more. One is the Stockholm Convention and then Minamata Convention. Okay, so it is providing the funding to these 5 ones prominently. Okay, so this is a very important funding mechanism in the environmental area. Okay, so now one more thing is there, and that is adaptation fund. Adaptation fund. Try to find out, like we have discussed about this Green Climate Fund, try to find out this adaptation fund, when it was established and what is the mechanism there. That is also very important adaptation, that is also a very important fund related with the UNFCCC. Okay, so try to find out this funding mechanism also. Questions have been asked about the conventions, the protocols, the institutions, as well as funding mechanism. Okay, so while we are talking about the international institutions, these are the areas that you have to keep in mind. Okay, so in this entire week, we have discussed about the various themes on which environment related previous year questions have been asked. Okay, in the next week, like tomorrow, there won't be any session in this time, but tomorrow, on Monday again at 1:30 p.m. we will be back with the previous year questions of some other subject. Okay, so it will be there, it will be notified on the YouTube channel itself. You can watch again the previous year questions discussion of polity, economy and other subjects as well. Okay, and then again after a few weeks, we will again come with some more questions on environment as well as geography. Okay. So thank you everyone. Let's meet you there. And yes, you can download the PDF of this session using the link given below, okay, in the description box. Okay. So I hope you like these discussions of the previous year questions. Just keep this in mind that the previous year question papers are that magnetic compass to your preparation. Okay. Thank you everyone and all the best. Thank you.